Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, welcome to How Tutorials. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an easy intro using Blender. Blender is a free 3D animation software that is pretty easy to use. I'll link it down in the description. So just click on that and you can download it and mess around with it and make this. Anyways, we're going to be making an intro. It's going to be kind of short, about 3 seconds long. I'll show it to you now. Alright, so this is your basic workspace. This is what you're going to start out with as soon as you open up Blender. And we don't want this cube. So press X and D on your keyboard. Now to add your text, press space and then type add text. Suppose that. To edit your text, press tab and then just put it in. We're just going to call it this intro. Press tab to exit edit mode, and there you go. Now we kind of want it to be 3D text, so we're going to drag this out a bit. Click on the F, change the extrude value. I kind of like the extrude value to be at 0.1 or 0.2. We're going to make a 0.1 for this, but you can make it whatever you want. Next we're going to change the bevel depth. I like to keep this at 0.01 or 0.02. Just that gives it a nice little rounded edges and it makes it look nice. You can also change the resolution of that. You can make it, I'm going to make mine 10. It just makes it look better. Alright, now we're going to rotate our text because we don't want it to be just flat like that. So press R on your keyboard for rotate, X for X-axis, and then 90 for 90. That'll rotate at 90 degrees on your X-axis. Alright, now we're going to want to change the camera placement. This is your camera right here. We don't want it to be right there because if you press 0 on your number pad, that's what your basic scene will look like when it renders out. So we're going to want to change that. So get your camera in the position that you want it, hold down Control, hold down Alt, and then press 0 on your number pad, and it'll change it. You can right click the outside edges and then press G to move it in, to move it a bit and stuff. But yeah, you can also use these arrows to move it up and down a bit. See what that looks like. Alright, looks fine. Alright. Now we're going to add a plane, so press space, type in add plane. Enter. Alright, now you got your plane. To resize it, press S, and then just kind of drag it out. Let's make it about this big. You can make it as big as you want, but we don't need it to be super big. Alright, let's take a look at what it looks like so far. So press this camera right here, and then press render. Alright, it looks fairly decent, but it could be a lot better. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the world settings and just change the horizon color to black. Then we're going to right click our text, go over to the material page, which is the sphere, press new, and then change the diffuse color to whatever color you want. We're going to make it orange. Alright, scroll down a bit and change the emit value all the way up. This is going to make your text kind of glow. As you see right here, the text is now glowing. Alright, that's good. Now we're going to go back into the world settings, scroll down, click indirect lighting, approximate, and then we're going to have another look at it. Alright. I like that because it gives you like a nice little glow on the plane and it looks fairly decent. But as you can see in the render, it's still kind of light. We don't want it to be like light like that. So we're gonna get rid of our light source. So right click your light source, press X and D. Now let's take a look at what it looks like. As you see, that looks pretty good, I'd say. You got like the nice little glowing of the text, and it looks good. Now we just got to animate it. So to animate it is extremely simple. Right click your camera, press G, and then you're clicking your mouse scroll wheel, and then just kind of zoom it in to the very beginning, like this. Alright, then press I on your keyboard and click Lock Rot Scale. That stands for Location Rotation Scale. And it'll add a keyframe. Next, then we're going to go to type right in here, 100. That'll take you to frame 100. Press G on your keyboard again, middle mouse button, and we're going to scroll it out to about here. Press I on your keyboard again, Location Rotation Scale, and that'll add another keyframe. Now if we watch it from the beginning, our camera's going to slowly zoom out like that, showing the text. So now we got the basic animation done, and all that's basically left to do is render it. So we're going to change our end frame to about 105. So that way it doesn't render out all 250 frames, because we don't need that many. Then change the frame rate to 30. You can change your resolution, and I just keep it at 1080p. Scroll down a bit, change the file. Change the file that you want to put it in. Like, I usually just find it best to just save it to your desktop. That way it's easy to find when you're done. And then where it says PNG, change that to AVI RAW. Alright, now you got your animation done. To render it, just click Animation, and it'll begin to render. Depending on how good your computer is, depends on how fast it'll render out. This animation in general won't take super long just because it's pretty short. Yeah, it'll render it out frame by frame, and when it's done, it'll just be on your desktop. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video.